Alright, let's try that again. Hello? Cupcake. No? Hello? Can you hear me? No. So, that is because my gaming rig is being stupid right now. Let me turn sound on in game real quick. So we have something playing in the background. I am sitting on the rock at the Prancing Pony. I'm on Bullroarer. And I'm going to show you something really cool. Pontin, Finnberry, my good and dear friend Pontin, found that he generally does this. He goes looking at the new maps. It goes looking for new maps anytime Bullroarer comes up, and he found one. But as you can see, it's the Stablemaster map. So, new map, I say? Well, no, it's not a new map, but they've made changes. So we're going to talk about these changes. First thing is we're going to make this map as big as I can get it on the screen. And you're probably already going to see what we're going to look at. Look at this. We're going to scroll up. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this empty space at the top. So it used to be you could pretty much fit this entire map. You made it as big as possible. You could fit the entire map on one screen. You can't do that anymore. Middle Earth is getting bigger. So let's take a look at this up here. And the fact that there's like all of this empty spaces up here. So here's the theory. Well, obviously this is going to be Gundabad, but what I'm very fascinated about is that there's two bits of Gundabad. Above ground Gundabad and below ground Gundabad. Because if you can see, we also have the similar shenanigans here with Moria. Right? So we've got Moria as an underground in the little dots. And so Gundabad up here is going to be clearly, assuming this goes live, which I have no reason to doubt it will. By the way, Bullroarer is still open until approximately 5 o'clock, so you still have about 2 hours to hop on there and take a look at the new Brawler class and also the new Legendary item system, which is definitely a work in progress. Reninia, I think, needs a new keyboard with all of the comments that he's been posting on the forums today, answering people's questions. And all kinds of fun stuff. And if you missed it, I highly recommend going back and watching today's Court of the Rings, because Cord had the a wild Vastin appeared on Court of the Rings informally. We didn't know that was going to happen, right? And most everybody was awesome and cool and asked really cool questions. There were some questions that did not get answered in the show because there was a lot of chat going on. I did save a selection of the ones that I noticed they didn't get to and posted them in Slack for Cord. So hopefully at some point he will answer those for everybody. However, I'm going to answer them for you because he didn't say I couldn't say. So I wasn't asking for myself. I was just saying, hey, chat, these are questions from chat. You might want to answer these. So, before we get to those questions, we're going to take a look at this map. So as we can see up at the top, we've got Gundabad hooking around like this, and then we got under Gundabad. So upper and under. Okay, it's like if you play a certain fantasy game that's 14 something. There's upper and lower decks of a certain town that my friend Deviler likes to call Lindsay Lohan. It's gonna be, I don't know. We don't know how these are gonna compare. I mean, there's obviously some overlap, so maybe there'll be like ladders or stairs or something. But I find it really fascinating that there's actually two segments to that area. Especially, look how large they are. Chat, be good. Just look how large each segment is compared to, like, Arid Mithrin was this big area over here, or Elderslate was this, or, Northern Mirkwood was all of this. So, they're comparable in size to other spaces, so that's freaking huge. I mean, if it was just one of those, that would be a large area. But now compare it to Mordor, down here in the lower left-hand corner, lower right-hand corner, compare it to Mordor. And oh, by the way, speaking of things to the south, what is all of this? This didn't exist. So I think Standing Stone has kind of revealed some of their hand. Yeah, it's Cornwall. Has basically shown some of their hand as to where the game is potentially going to go next. They have made no announcements. They haven't even acknowledged to the player base that this is a thing. It's one of those nice little teasers that, you know, Intrepid folks, again, Master Pontin Finnberry. Well done. That there's this thing. What? So obviously we're looking at Kant, Harad, and Umbar, and I mean it's clear. I mean comparatively, up here, there's still the potential for a couple of other places up here, but there's nowhere. The players are actually. Okay, that players in general have made comments about really wanting to see more than, you know, it's like Gundabad. Because quite frankly, I love you dwarves, but I'm tired of you dwarves. I want something new. It's not me. It's not you, it's me. So there's potential to add more snowy bits at the top of the map, but the story doesn't really go there, right? In the books, in the Fourth Age, it's all about the rise of men and etc. ad nauseum, and it's a lore point that Aragorn and Eomer went south and went to kick some butt down south in Harad and Umbar and bring those former Gondorian lands back under Gondorian sway, or, you know, basically they cleaned house. So yeah, and the fact is, look how big this area is. Like, can I? Okay, grab your maps of Middle-earth, or your Atlas of Middle-earth if you've got one, by the late and great Karen Winfonsad, and compare the size of Kand, and Harad, and Umbar with all of this. And I should go get my copy, but I don't have my copy. I'm going to Google map Middle-earth. Well, and most of them that I pull up seem to be ones from LotRO. Go figure. Okay, so here is a map. This is Karen. No, this is not Karen Winfonsad. This is J.R. Tolkien's annotated. Oh, stop it, BBC News. Leave me alone. This is an article posted. Okay, so right here above this river is South Gondor, also known as Harandor. And then Kand is down here. Well, actually, you can't go to the right. So Kand is actually over here. And you notice you can't see the Lake of Nirn on this really well right here in the middle of Mordor. So Kand is to the east, off the scale of this map. Near Harad is right about here, close to the scroll bar. And Haradwaith is this big honkin' space down here called Sutherland. And then Far Harad is way the heck down here. So this is Umbar right here. So this is cool. This is really cool. Let's see. Let me post the link to the map that I'm looking at. It's on bbc.com, but it should, if I could see it from the US, anybody else can see it as well. And I'm sure there are other better copies of it, but that's the one that came up immediately. So compare this map and that map. And so we've got Harad, South Gondor, near Harad, far, and a little bit of Far Harad, way the heck down there, which I don't think we'll get to Far Harad. But Umbar, definitely, I mean, the story has already talked about Umbar before. We know that Gandalf has some memories in his old noggin about being in Umbar. And of course, Incanus did some time in the south, so that's fun. So that's basically the teaser that I wanted to bring to your attention. Again, many thanks to Mr. Pontin Finnberry for posting it in a couple of different places. So this is what Gundabad is looking like in terms of scale, which is, holy crap, that's big! So compared to like the Mordor expansion, and that was just a quarter of Mordor, Gundabad is looking, I mean, if you put the two pieces, let's say you took the two pieces and set them side by side rather than above, like set them like this instead of this. Okay, so let's set them like this instead of this. And it's a bit smaller than the Mordor area, but again, to be fair, a lot of the Mordor area is mountains, so I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued.